Welcome back. At the end of the last lecture, we were talking about this slide. We were talking about the two maps, and the map to the right, the map of the administrative regions of Italy today. There are 20 regions, and we are pointing out the regions of the south. And I wanted, there we go. I wanted to help you become familiar with a term that you'll see at different points during the course. It's called the questione meridionale, or the southern question. And this is a term that refers to the discussions that still go on about why southern Italy has not experienced the same kind of economic development as the north, and how to resolve the fact that it still does lag behind economically. So you'll see this term used throughout the course, and we want you to be aware of it because this economic lag has a big effect, ironically, in some ways, positive effects on the development of the Mediterranean diet throughout Italy. And then to go back real quickly, I just wanted to give you an image of the Po Valley that we talked about briefly, this very rich, fertile land that's the home to important culinary cities like Parma, like Modena, like Bologna, and Piacenza, which was the home of Boselli, did the still life of the vegetables. So we'll go on now to our summary, to the takeaways, what we hope you remember from this series of lectures, and points that will help you throughout the course. So first of all, you want to keep in mind that Italy wasn't unified until 1861, and because of that, a very rich variety of food cultures thrived and really continue to thrive because of their long history in Italy today. Also want to talk about, keep in mind that people refer to Italian food traditions, but there are also regional food traditions and local, often city-centered food traditions. One of the things I wanted to make clear is that during the Renaissance, not only Italian writers, but also food writers outside of the Italian peninsula start talking about an Italian tradition. They talk about the local traditions, and they talk about regional traditions, but they also talk about an Italian tradition. But they make it clear that this Italian tradition is actually a network of exchanges between different local and regional cultures. You also want to keep in mind this idea of the southern question. You have to keep in mind that the South really does have a different kind of development, remains more agricultural, and the Mediterranean diet still today has a stronger influence on the South. And then talking about this Italian tradition that becomes defined during the late Middle Ages and Renaissance period, one of its major characteristics is a wide variety of vegetables, and the fact that in Italian culture, in contrast to other European cultures, vegetables have status. Vegetables have prestige. Right? And then one thing that we haven't mentioned, but I think is really important, is the fact that Italy remains mostly agricultural. It remains an agricultural society up until the end of World War II. All right, after World War II, there's what's called as the boom economico. Italy industrializes very, very quickly, but it's another one of the reasons that local Italian food traditions have remained so strong. And I wanted to end with an Italian term, il campanilismo. This is a term that derives from the Italian word for bell tower, il campanile, and it refers to a local sense of identity and pride, so a sense of pride in one's local, often urban culture, and a sense of competition between those local cultures. So we'll definitely be talking about campanilismo in terms of different food cultures. And to leave you with an image of campanilismo, we have pictures of two different Italian bell towers. One is the famous Tower of Pisa, and the other is I'll move this, is the bell tower Giotto. It's referred to as Giotto's bell tower in Florence. They're both late medieval bell towers. Pisa and Florence are two Tuscan cities very close to each other, but they were in competition in the late Middle Ages. Pisa built a beautiful tower, and then Florence responded by building a larger and what they thought was a more beautiful bell tower. But today, when folks from the United States look at the Tower of Pisa, they see it as a symbol of Italy. But it wasn't constructed as a symbol of Italy. Italy didn't exist. It was constructed as a symbol of pride in Pisa. Right? And so it's really important for us to remember while we're studying Italian food culture that it's really made up of this network of different, distinct, very beautiful local urban food cultures and regional cultures. So hope you enjoy I was about to say semester, but it's not a semester, but I hope you enjoy the course.